Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 6:06 p.m. All members of the council are present. Today our invocation will be led by Mark Ledbetter, the police chaplain. Mark, please stand.
Father, indeed, we're thankful for your love, your mercy, and your grace. We thank you, Father, that you have given us this opportunity to come to your today and to conduct business on behalf of this community. Lord, the men and women that are in position as stewards of this community, give them wisdom and direction. And God, we are thankful for them. Watch over them, protect and keep them. And God, let this meeting go in a way that's pleasing to you. Ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Please stand. Please remain standing for our pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. This time, I'd like to invite our Mayor Doug Murphy to the podium.
Thank you, Rocky.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Welcome to the council meeting. Got a few things I'd like to go over tonight. First thing, we've had some, I guess, social media. We've had some comments about some of the things that are going on in our parks. I started today to address some of these things. Had a meeting with Jim Armstrong and talked to our police chief a little bit. There's some things going on at night in our parks that cause some undesirable happenings. I mean, the garbage and litter and all that stuff. So, but we're trying to come up with some ways now to address some of that stuff. So, hopefully in the next few days we can start to remedy some of the things that are going on in our parks. This week we're painting the town several colors. First off, if you remember back a couple of meetings ago, we did a proclamation to fight ovarian cancer, and we've decided that this week we're in the town, we're gonna do some things to recognize the people that have had ovarian cancer, and make this a week and to remember those who have suffered with that, and also join in the fight with that. Notice I have a teal ribbon, and I think we put some teal ribbons on our police cars and fire trucks and different places around town. So, and Sandra Epperson, Tim Epperson is in the fire department. His wife has done a lot of work this last couple of weeks to make this week happen with that. Also, Friday, we're gonna try to paint the town black and white. We did a proclamation, I think, last meeting to recognize the prisoner of war and missing in action Veterans Day. We're gonna do that Friday, and I think that morning at 10 o'clock, is that right, Ed?
Yes.
At the Legion, there's going to be a program about the POWs and MIAs, and then at noon, we're going to have a gathering out here under the flagpole and have a short program to recognize those missing in action and the veterans that were prisoners of war. Ed, at this time, would you like to come up and say a couple of words about that? I present Mr. Ed Jenkins.
Thank you, Mayor. Everybody around town knows me, I think. But Friday is MIA, Missing in Action, POW. And we pay tribute to them on that day. This is supposedly not just here, but across the nation. But whether the rest of the nation does it or not, we're proud that Sylacauga does it. If you'll notice the new caps Vietnam veterans wear, It also has a POW MIA on it. And we're ordering them for all the, Vietnam veterans of America. And, of course, if anybody else want one, we'll try to find them one too. But we're real proud of the city of Silicotta and its citizens. And last but not least, you are the most patriotic bunch in the whole wide world. Now, that morning at 10 o'clock, we will start off with the program at the American Legion. Then at 12, we will come down here and have a program. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Ed. And also, we're gonna have a POW and MIA flag that we're gonna fly out here on Friday.
Tell them about the parade.
And also, Ed and I have been working the last few days. We're gonna try to have a Veterans Day parade. I know that we did several years ago, and we've kind of got away from it, but we want to try to get that going again. And so we're going to try to have one this year and try to get some of the local bands and a day to recognize and remember our veterans. So we're working on that, and hopefully we'll get all that worked out. So, all right, I would like to do a proclamation, and at this time, I'd like for the police officers that are present and our chaplains to come forward, please. And we painted the town teal, we painted the town black and white, and now we're going to paint the town blue this week. So, but at this time, I'd like to read a proclamation. Friday, we're gonna designate Saturday as Thank a Police Officer Day, and but the proclamation is whereas Saturday, September 30th, 2014 is designated nationally as Thank a Police Officer Day, a day designated for local communities to express their gratitude for the services local law enforcement agents provide the communities. Whereas the Silicotta Police Department administrators and patrol officers are dedicated to protect and serve the citizens of the city of Silicotta. Whereas the motto of the Silicotta Police Department, duty, honor, and community, reflects the department's commitment to the Silicotta community. Whereas there are many services our police officers perform in the line of duty, some of which include assisting stranded motorists, rescuing individuals in danger, routine checks to secure local businesses, and other seemingly menial but necessary tasks to ensure the safety of our local citizens, and daily are exposed to potentially dangerous and life-threatening circumstances. Now therefore, let it be resolved that the city of Silicotta express its appreciation to the Silicotta Police Department, administrators, and patrol officers for their diligence in performing their duties to the residents of Silicotta, and as mayor of Silicotta, I proclaim Saturday, September 20th, 2014 to be Thank You Police Day. And I encourage residents, local businesses, and local churches to also express their appreciation to the men and women who serve our community with commitment to duty, honor, and community. Signed and sealed the 12th day of September, 2014. Mark Ledbetter, I present this to you, and I understand that Mark has another presentation, so we'll turn the program over to him at this time.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to introduce 4 of our chaplains. I am chaplain coordinator, also Rhonda Ledbetter is a chaplain, Ruby Bustamante, and Eddie Forbes. The 2 who could not be here are Ray Weaver and Glenn Winter. They're all providing valuable service to our police department, and we are so thankful. Part of the program that we hope to have this week with your participation, one is we have at least 24 of the downtown businesses who are going to display blue ribbons on their doors as a expression of appreciation and thank you for these men and women in our police department who serve this community. We have several churches who are lined up who will provide snacks for all 4 shifts. so they can look forward to something. I don't know, donuts may be on the menu, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. We have these and other things. We encourage residents, if they would, just get a blue ribbon and put on your mailbox post or a column on the front of your house, just so they can see that you appreciate them and what services they provide. I know there's a lot of things that you do not see behind the scenes that are necessary to keep this community safe and secure, and we appreciate that. So we appreciate the mayor for making this proclamation. We appreciate these officers who are representations of the staff that serve this community. At this time, Father Tom Woods from St. Jude's has a presentation that he'd like to make. I asked Assistant Chief Kelly, if he would, Kelly Johnson, Tom, and Father, would you come at this time? And he will explain what he's doing.
Thank you, Chaplain. Thank you. There's a lady in my parish up in Talladega who sews, and she trucks all over the country. She and her husband truck all over the country, and she made these little pouches for a prayer card for police, specifically police officers, and it has a painting of St. Michael the Archangel, the patron saint of police officers, on the front, and a St. Michael the Archangel medal in it. And I would like to, if possible, present these to all the police officers in honor of them and thankfulness to them for their generosity. So that's basic.
Thank you, sir.
And you're welcome, and I have some more I'd be happy to give you later or whatever you need, okay? Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Chaplain Corps, we appreciate the work that not only these men do, from administrators, for Kathy, all those who are involved in making this department work and protecting our community. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Thank you, Council.
That's all I have, Mr. President.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, police officer, chaplain, and everybody that was involved with that. This time, do I have a motion to adopt or amend this agenda?
I move.
Move to adopt. Motion to adopt is made by Councilman Darby, seconded by Councilman Hogan. All those in favor of adopting this agenda? That's 5 yeas. Item number 7, approve minutes of regular city council meeting held September 3rd, 2014. Do I have a motion? So moved. Motion to approve made by Councilman Roberts. Second. Second by Councilman Carter. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. We do have one item under old business tonight. That is item number 8. Action necessary to approve recommendation from the Center for Municipal Solutions, the city's cell tower consultant, to refund the escrow balance of $4,458.82 to AT&T. AT&T has currently put site on hold with plans to install tower in 2016, at which time they will reapply. This is carried forward from the September 3rd meeting. Motion died for lack of second. Do I have a motion? So moved. Motion made by Councilman Hogan. Second. Second by Councilman Carter. All those in favor of approving this recommendation? That is 5 yeas. We will move to the new business portion of our agenda with item number 9. Reading into minutes as recorded of Mayor Murphy's appointment of Nancy McKay to the Planning Commission to fill the unexpired 6-year term of Cass Bryant, who resigned. The unexpired term ending January 2016. There is no action necessary on that item. Item number 10, action necessary to approve resolution authorizing 10-year tax abatement for Heritage Plastics Incorporated for an $11,145,725 project to include the addition of production lines 3 through 6. Investment will create up to 8 additional jobs. Authorize Mayor Murphy to execute related documents as necessary. This is Resolution 37-2014. Do I have an introduction?
I'll introduce.
That is introduced by Councilman Darby. Trish, will you read this one for us, please?
Yes, sir. This resolution is made the 16th day of September 2014 by the Sylacauga City Council to grant a tax abatement to Heritage Plastics Incorporated, whereas the company has announced plans for a major addition to their existing facility located within the jurisdiction of the granting authority. Whereas pursuant to the Tax Incentive Reform Act of 1992, Sections 40-9B-1 of the Code of Alabama 1975, the company has requested from the granting authority an abatement of all state and local non-educational property taxes, all construction-related transaction taxes, except those local construction-related taxes levied for educational purposes or for capital improvements for education. Whereas the company has requested that the abatement of state and local non-educational property taxes be extended for a period of 10 years in accordance with the Act, and whereas the granting authority has considered the request of the company and the completed applications filed with the granting authority by the company in connection with its request, and whereas the granting authority has found the information contained in the company's application to be sufficient to permit the granting authority to make a reasonable cost-benefit analysis of the proposed project and to determine the economic benefits to the community. And whereas the construction of the project will involve a capital investment of $11,145,725. And whereas the company is duly qualified to do business in the state of Alabama and has powers to enter into and to perform and observe the agreements and covenants on its part contained in the tax abatement agreement. And whereas the granting authority represents and warrants to the company that it has power under the Constitution and laws of the state of Alabama to carry out provisions of the tax abatement agreement. Now therefore be it resolved by the granting authority as follows. Section 1, approval is hereby given to the application of the company and abatement is hereby granted for all state and local non-educational property taxes, all construction-related transaction taxes, except those local construction-related transaction taxes levied for educational purposes or for capital improvements for education. And as the same may apply to the fullest extent permitted by the Act, the period of abatement for the non-educational property taxes shall extend for a period of 10 years, measured as provided in Section 40-9B, 3A, 12 of the Act. Section 2, the governing body of the granting authority is authorized to enter into an abatement agreement with the company to provide for the abatement granted in Section 1. Section 3, a certified copy of this resolution with the application and abatement agreement shall be forwarded to the company to deliver to the appropriate local taxing authorities and to the Alabama Department of Revenue in accordance with the Act. For the governing body of the granting authority is authorized to take any and all actions necessary or desirable to accomplish the purpose of the foregoing of this resolution.
Thank you, Trish. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules and give immediate consideration of this resolution?
So moved.
Motion is made by Councilman Roberts, second by Councilman Hogan. All those in favor of suspending the rules? That is 5 yeas. That was unanimous. So do I have a motion to approve Resolution 37-2014?
Motion.
Motion made by Councilman Carter,
Second.
second by Councilman Darby. All those in favor? That's 5 yeas. Item number 11, action necessary to approve resolution setting date for public hearing relative to recommendation from Planning Commission in favor of request from Agrium Polymer Coatings Corporation for rezoning of properties located on 3rd Avenue, Old Birmingham Highway, and West Fort William Street from B1 and B3 all to M2. The first available date for the hearing is October 21st, 2014. This is Resolution 38-2014. Do I have an introduction? It's introduced by Councilman Roberts. Trish, will you read this one for us, please?
Yes, sir. A resolution authorizing the publication of notice of public hearing relating to the rezoning of property. Whereas the City Council of the City of Sylacauga was petitioned by Agrium Polymer Coatings Corporation to rezone properties located on 3rd Avenue, Old Birmingham Highway, and West Fort William Street. And whereas the Planning Commission held a public hearing to hear the request for rezoning of the property and has made recommendation to the City Council in favor of the request to rezone said property. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sylacauga, Alabama as follows. The City Council shall hold a public hearing at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, October 21st, 2014, for the purpose of considering the rezoning of these properties as recommended by the Planning Commission. The city clerk shall cause public notice of this hearing to be published in a newspaper of general circulation in the city of Sylacauga once a week for 2 consecutive weeks as required by law. The city clerk shall post a copy of the proposed ordinance on the bulletin board outside her office in City Hall located at 301 North Broadway Avenue in Sylacauga.
Thank you, Trish. This is Resolution 38-2014. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Motion to approve made by Councilman Darby,
Second.
second by Councilman Cardon. All those in favor of approving this resolution? That is 5 yeas. Item number 12, action necessary to approve resolution setting date for public hearing relative to recommendation from Planning Commission in favor of request from City of Sylacauga Parks and Recreation Department to close the alley running from North Norton Avenue to North Broadway Avenue and located parallel to the north rear entrance of the J. Craig Smith Community Center. First available date for this hearing is also October 21st, 2014. This is Resolution 39-2014. Do I have an introduction?
So motion.
Introduced by Councilman Hogan. Trish, will you read this one for us?
Yes, sir. A resolution authorizing the publication of notice of public hearing relating to the closing of an alley in the rear of J. Craig Smith Community Center. Whereas the City of Sylacauga wishes to close an alley located in the rear of J. Craig Smith Community Center running from North Norton Avenue to North Broadway Avenue. And whereas the City of Sylacauga is the owner of this alley and all abutting property to the subject alley. And whereas the Planning Commission held a public hearing to hear the request on July 13, 2014, and voted to recommend that the city close this alley as requested. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sylacauga, Alabama as follows. The city shall hold a public hearing at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, October 21st, 2014, for the purpose of considering the closing of the alley in the rear of J. Craig Smith Community Center running from North Norton Avenue to North Broadway Avenue as recommended by the Planning Commission. The city shall cause public notice of this hearing in a newspaper of general circulation in the City of Sylacauga once a week for 4 consecutive weeks as required by law. The city shall post a copy of the proposed resolution on the bulletin board next to the city clerk's office at 301 North Broadway Avenue in Sylacauga.
Thank you, Trish. This is Resolution 39-2014. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Motion is made by Councilman Roberts,
Second.
second by Councilman Cardon. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Item number 13, action necessary to approve resolution setting public hearing date for consideration of annexation and zoning of those certain properties located at or otherwise described as 50 John Wesley Drive. Recommended zoning for that property is R1. 388 Odins Mill Road, recommended zoning is R1. And the Emrys Sylacauga Quarry Overlook, recommended zoning is M1. First available date for hearing is October 21st, 2014. This is Resolution 40-2014. Do I have an introduction?
I'll introduce.
Introduced by Councilman Roberts. Trish, will you read this one for us, please?
Yes, sir. A resolution authorizing the public notice of public hearing relating to the zoning and annexation of properties into the city limits of the City of Sylacauga, Alabama. Whereas the City Council of the City of Sylacauga was petitioned by property owners to annex properties located at 50 John Wesley Drive, 388 Odins Mill Road, and the Emrys Sylacauga Quarry Overlook on the Sylacauga-Fayetteville Highway into the city limits of Sylacauga. And whereas the Planning Commission held public hearings to hear the request for zoning of these properties. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sylacauga, Alabama as follows. The city shall hold a public hearing at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, October 21st, 2014, for the purpose of considering the zoning and annexation of those parcels of land as recommended by the Planning Commission. The city shall cause public notice of this hearing in a newspaper of general circulation in the City of Sylacauga once a week for 2 consecutive weeks as required by law. The city shall post a copy of the proposed ordinance on the bulletin board next to the clerk's office at 301 North Broadway Avenue in Sylacauga.
Thank you, Trish. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 40-2014?
Motion.
Motion made by Councilman Cardon, second by Councilman Hogan. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Item number 14, application for retail beer and retail table wine off premises only from Coastal Holdings Incorporated, DBA Coastal Discount Tobacco, located at 107 North Norton Avenue in Sylacauga. This is the first time this has been on the agenda. There will be no action required at this meeting due to a mandatory 2-week waiting period. I will say one thing about this particular item. There have been some questions. There were some questions last night in our work session about a part of an ordinance that we have in the city as it refers to the proximity of establishments that will sell alcohol as it relates to educational facilities, residential areas, and churches. This particular address is in very, very close proximity to a church. However, the ordinance does not apply to this. That ordinance applies to on-premise sales. So this particular one is for off-premise sales only. So it's very similar to the license that, say, a convenience store would get when they sell alcohol. So I knew there had been some questions, and we just kind of wanted to go over that and kind of hash that over. Item number 15, action necessary to amend action taken by council on 8/19/2014 to issue 30-day notice of intent to terminate contract for probation services to Judicial Correction Services Incorporated by changing the effective date of contract termination from October 1st, 2014 to October 31st, 2014. Do I have a motion to amend this action?
So moved.
Motion is made by Councilman Roberts.
Second.
Second by Councilman Hogan. All those in favor? Motion carries 5 yeas. We do have one appointment on the agenda for tonight. This is the appointment to Parks and Recreation Board, unexpired 5-year term of Karen Elston, who resigned in May of 2014. This time, I would like to open nominations.
I would like to nominate Phyllis Large.
Councilman Darby nominates Phyllis Large.
I nominate Matt Hubbard.
Councilman Cardin nominates Matt Hubbard.
Move the nominations be closed.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Roberts that nominations be closed. That is seconded by Councilman Hogan. All those in favor of closing nominations? That is 5 yeas. We will proceed to vote on these nominations. First nominee is Phyllis Large. Those in favor of Phyllis Large?
I need to see those votes if you don't mind.
Yes, ma'am. That is 2 yeas and 3 nays. The 2 yeas are Councilman Darby and Councilman Roberts. And 3 nays are Cardin, Lucas, Hogan.
Thank you.
Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good deal. The second nominee is Matt Hubbard. All those in favor of Matt Hubbard? That is 5 yeas. So with that being said, I declare Matt Hubbard appointed to the Parks and Recreation Board for the unexpired 5-year term ending October 2017. Item number 17, action necessary to amend sections of Chapter 9, Attendance and Leave of the City of Sylacauga Personnel Policies and Procedures Manual to read as follows. Modification shall become effective with first pay period ending after adoption. Section 9.3.5, preceding and succeeding workdays. To be entitled to receive holiday pay for a city authorized holiday, an eligible employee must be present at work or on approved leave with pay on scheduled work days immediately preceding and following the paid holiday. If the employee is in a non-pay status for either of these days, holiday pay will not be paid. For this purpose, an eligible employee is a full-time employee in the classified service. Part-time employees and temporary employees are not eligible to receive holiday pay. Do I have a motion to to amend this section?
I move.
Councilman Darby makes the motion.
Second.
Second by Councilman Roberts. All those in favor of amending these sections? That's 5 yeas. Item number 18, action necessary to accept recommendation from Mayor Doug Murphy to extend 3-year designation of Shaw Hankins as sole provider and administrator of standardized employee benefits package and administrator of the city's cafeteria plan for a period of 1 year from the original expiration date of November 1st, 2014 to November 1st, 2015.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Last night during our discussion, Mr. Shaw said something about January 1st. We thought that was the anniversary date. This is the correct one?
Our cafeteria plan actually runs calendar year, January to December.
Okay, but their contract is November?
That's when the council approved the action. Actually, it does, probably should run through the end of the year to get them through that period, otherwise you'll have a break in service. So you're welcome to amend the motion.
No, I just wanted to make sure, because he had mentioned something about that most of the policies and things that they handle have an anniversary date of January the 1st, and they're not required to give the rate changes until 60 days prior to that. So this could run it pretty tight. I just wanted to make sure we were doing things the right way.
I think the mayor has had conversation with Bart today, have you not?
Yes, I have. And actually, the contract with the broker, which is Bart, is, that's, we can cancel that anytime with a 60-day notice. Now, the cafeteria plan, I think, does run January through December, so,
Generally, they start the process of the open enrollment period and everything to have everything in place for January 1. They start that in November.
Right. He said they usually have it prior to that, but they don't have to give them that information until 60 days prior to the anniversary date. I just wanted to make sure we were covering our employees. Is that good?
yeah,
If
that
you
will.
do it through November, now you'll have somebody else, or you'll have to extend it again in November to pick up that period for the following year.
Okay.
The cafeteria plan, someone else will have to administer the cafeteria plan for November and December if you choose to change in November. So if you want to change that date, that
I'd
was
like
just
to
12
make a
months.
motion that we change the latter date to December 31st, 2015.
November 31st, 2015. So I have a motion. December?
Right, because that takes it through
Okay.
the end of the,
Okay, so December 31st.
Well, if you're gonna do that, should you do it 60 days prior to, so that
and if we need
the
to
new
make a
contract
change.
people, the new broker will have 60 days to put the new cafeteria plan into effect. Is that right?
And if we have to make a change due to the employee committee, then we can do that with that 60-day
Right.
period you spoke of.
Yeah.
The opt-out. But this covers it, so we don't have to come back and fix something just for November and December.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the motion on the table is basically to extend the 3-year designation, but start the extension on November 1st of 2014 to extend through December 31st, 2015. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That motion is made by Councilman Roberts. Do I have a second?
A second.
Second by Councilman Darby. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Good catch, Tom. That makes sense. Item number 19, action necessary to consider approval of request from William Ferreira, airbrush artist from Atlanta, for permission to set up portable trailer to sell airbrushed items in the parking lot at Advanced Auto Parts during the period of October 6th through 12th, 2014. Advanced Auto has given written permission. Do I have a motion to consider this approval?
Motion.
Motion made by Councilman Carter.
Second.
Second by Councilman Roberts. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Item number 20, action necessary to approve request for refund in the amount of $124 from Dairy Queen for duplicate payment of sign permit. Permit was paid by both owner and contractor. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Darby, second by Councilman Hogan. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Item number 21, action necessary to approve expenses for Accounting Manager Karen Bean to attend the Alabama Municipal Revenue Officer Certification Training to be held in Tuscaloosa, October 15th through 17th, 2014. Registration fee is $225. Additional cost of lodging, meals, and mileage will be incurred. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Roberts,
Second.
second by Councilman Carter. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Item number 22, action necessary to approve expenses for payroll specialist Sandy Sorensen and city clerk Patricia Carden to attend the Human Resources Law 2015 training to be held in Montgomery, October 1st, 2014. No registration fee, additional cost of meals and mileage will be incurred.
I'll move.
Motion is made by Councilman Darby,
Second.
second by Councilman Hogan. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Item number 23, action necessary to approve expenses for firefighters Ron Matchin and Sam Ogilvy to attend the rail safety training for emergency responders offered by Norfolk Southern to be held in Anniston, October 28, 2014. No registration fee and additional cost of meals will be incurred.
I'll move.
Motion is made by Councilman Darby,
Second.
second by Councilman Carden. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Item number 24, action necessary to approve expenses for Fire Department Lieutenant Adam Gardner, firefighter Robert Osborne to attend the rail safety training for emergency responders offered by Norfolk Southern to be held in Anniston, October 29th, 2014. No registration fees, additional cost of meals will be incurred. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Motion made by Councilman Darby,
Second.
second made by Councilman Roberts. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Item number 25, action necessary to approve expenses for firefighters Scott Hines and Jared Cunningham to attend the rail safety training for emergency responders offered by Norfolk Southern to be held in Anniston, October 30th, 2014. No registration fee, additional cost of meals will be incurred.
Move.
Motion made by Councilman Darby,
Second.
second by Councilman Carter. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Item number 26, action necessary to approve expenses for Nate Osgood to attend the apparatus operator aerial training to be held in Talladega, October 6th through 10th, 2014. No registration fee, additional cost of meals will be incurred.
So moved.
Motion is made by Councilman Hogan,
Second.
second by Councilman Darby. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Item number 27, action necessary to approve expenses for firefighters Josh Forbes, Brian Black, and Sam Ogilvy to attend the RT Rope 1 training to be held in Alexander City, October 20th through 24th, 2014. No registration fee, additional cost of meals will be incurred.
I'll move.
Councilman Darby makes a motion,
Second.
second by Councilman Roberts. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Item number 28, action necessary to authorize payments totaling $196,120.19 for balance of accounts payable invoices received for August 2014.
Motion.
Motion is made by Councilman Carter,
Second.
second by Councilman Hogan. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Item number 29, action necessary to authorize payments totaling $548,354.02 for payrolls for August 2014.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Roberts,
Second.
second by Councilman Darby. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Item number 30, action necessary to approve financial statements for August 2014 as presented to council at work session held 9/15/2014.
Move.
Motion made by Councilman Darby,
Second.
second made by Councilman Cardon. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. Item number 31, action necessary to approve all checks and/or transfers for August 2014. Listing was presented to council along with August financial reports at work session held September 15, 2014.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Roberts,
Second.
second by Councilman Carter. All those in favor? That is 5 yeas. That concludes the new business portion of our agenda for tonight. At this time, I would like to invite anyone who would care to address the council to please approach the podium, state your name and address for record prior to addressing the council, and know that no action will be taken at this time. And I would ask, there is a lapel mic, if you could maybe pick it up and put it on your lapel or your shirt. We are having some technical difficulties, I'm sure, as you could all tell.
I'm not sure where the clip cut off to.
I think everybody can hear me. Good evening.
Good evening.
Just stand a little closer.
Okay.
Mr. Williams, pick it up.
I think you'll be fine.
First, giving honor to God for allowing us all to gather here today. It's good to see everyone. To the mayor and the council, my name is Anthony Williams, a lifelong resident of Sylacauga. And at our last council meeting, I asked for an investigation of the process or the procedure that was taken in which the council made an appointment to the Sylacauga Utility Board. In that, one vote was allowed to make that appointment, with 1 yea vote and 3 abstentions. And it's my opinion that one vote should not be a conclusion to the, or decide the outcome of any vote by this council. I'm kind of dissatisfied with that, not the position, but with the process that was taken in that effort. I was told by council president that we're going to get some information as to where that was valid from either the Alabama League or from the city attorney. I have not received any information as of yet on that. But I have did some research myself and found that the city rules of procedure does not have a resolution, whereas an abstention vote is a yea vote. Does not have that information available. It does state that where there's no resolution, that Robert Rules of Order would be used. Robert Rules of Order does state that you can have abstentions, but they cannot be used to determine the outcome of an election. But that's neither here nor there at this point. My goal is to let's get the process right. Let's not do this and then say that, okay, we did it right, and we didn't do it right. Let's get the process right, and then others will be encouraged to go forth and, apply for these appointments again. City of Sylacauga is a equal opportunity city. I think everyone should have equal opportunity to apply and serve on these boards. I think we need to do a better job of making sure that happens. I will continue to be an avid supporter of the city of Sylacauga. I encourage you to continue to fight and join me in promoting the city to move it forward and make it the very best that it can be. Thanks.
Thanks,
Mr.
Jerry.
Williams, can I have a copy of that statement for the minutes, please?
Is there anyone else that would care to address the council at this time? If not,
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Councilman Roberts makes a motion to adjourn, second by Councilman Hogan. All those in favor of adjourning this meeting? That is 5 yeas. Time of adjournment is 6:50. I hope everyone has a great week. Thanks for coming.